One, two, three. Hello, everyone. My name is David Rocha. I want to thank you for joining today's SUSECON session titled Migrating SUSE Workloads to the Cloud with AWS Application Migration Service. For today's session, I'll be joined by Ahuva Hazan-Fuchs. She is a Principal Product Manager for AWS Application Migration Service. She has over 20 years experience in product management and development roles. And as I stated at the beginning of the session, my name is David Rocha. I am a Senior Partner Solution Architect that works closely with SUSE to bring their products and services to AWS customers. During the session, I will cover SUSE and AWS's partnership, what is the AWS Application Migration Service, and why are customers and partners choosing the service to migrate their workloads. For the last section, I'll turn it over to Ahuva, who will cover a new feature that just launched on June 8th, 2022. Andy Jassy, the CEO of Amazon, has an interesting quote. There is no compression algorithm for experience. And that quote definitely applies to the AWS and SUSE partnership. SUSE has been an AWS partner since 2010, when SUSE first created and published the SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 11 image on AWS. Additionally, SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP applications launched in the AWS Marketplace in 2015. Now, we've had countless customers use the published images to migrate or launch SUSE Linux on Amazon EC2 instances. And over the past year and a half, SUSE has integrated in over 65 AWS product or feature launches. Currently, AWS resells SUSE Linux Enterprise Server and SUSE Linux Enterprise Server for SAP applications for customers that want to receive support from AWS. Additionally, you can purchase the product subscriptions directly from SUSE or a SUSE partner and use those subscriptions on a bring your own subscription image. Now, before we move on any further, I want to mention that AWS Application Migration Service's short name is AWS MGN, and you'll hear both names throughout the remainder of the presentation. There are a number of reasons why customers are looking to run and migrate their workloads to AWS. The reasons often center around compelling events such as a data center lease expiring, which requires a customer to exit the data center, or a requirement to downsize the number of data centers that your company operates. In the past, the company's success metric was focused primarily on cost savings. A company's leadership team was often happy when they were able to achieve a 25 to 50% savings by running their workloads on AWS versus on-premises. Now, lowering the total cost of ownership by moving to the cloud is a given. Leadership wants to improve their security posture and operational resilience, and we're seeing customers wanting to reinvest the cost savings to drive new initiatives or even new lines of business. The conversation is no longer why move to the cloud, it's helping to move to the cloud quickly. The business drivers shown in the previous slide correspond to actual realized benefits customers are seeing when they migrate to AWS. A recent IDC report captures some of these. Customers are experiencing cost savings, fewer downtime hours, productivity boosts, and launching more features a year on average. This slide illustrates that the benefits are not only cost savings. This is why customers are asking to move to the cloud quickly so that they can realize those benefits by running on AWS. As we've worked with our customers on migrating to their applications to AWS, we found that there are 8 challenges that most businesses need to account for in their planning stage. Diverse infrastructure and OS types. Many enterprises have workloads on different types of infrastructure and different operating systems and versions. There can be physical servers, virtual machines running on different hypervisors, cloud-based environments. The various combinations are way too many to list. Legacy applications is another challenge that we often see. Service could be running off the shelf, homegrown custom, or even legacy applications were built many years ago, and no one really knows how they work or even what their dependencies are. Complex databases. For example, Oracle, SQL, and SAP are databases that have complicated workloads, and they need to be migrated in a systematic and proven way. Busy workloads. Not only are the workloads complex, but they're also continuously being updated. You want to make sure that you aren't losing that data during your migration or dropping any transactions during that cutover testing. Compatibility issues. When replicating service on premises or other clouds into AWS, machine conversions are required. This enables replicated machines to run natively within AWS. Without a proper conversion from physical machines, different hypervisors, or even a different cloud, the migration would result in a non-bootable target machine without that conversion process. Specialized skills. The migration process or tools often require specialized cloud skills or even significant IT resources. Downtime and performance disruption. The challenge is to minimize the cutover window as much as possible and avoid any kind of performance disruption to applications and the business. Limited time and budget. This, of course, is a universal challenge, and we will always work with you to find an efficient way forward. So in short, AWS MGN is a service that addresses those challenges that you'll face when migrating to AWS. AWS MGN is a highly automated migration service that provides you a way to migrate to AWS using a lift and shift methodology. AWS MGN simplifies and expedites the migration process, minimizes cutover windows, and decreases the potential for human error. It's a flexible service that allows you to migrate from almost any source. The source servers can be physical, virtual, or cloud servers. This includes servers running a wide range of operating systems, databases, and applications. AWS MGN is designed to perform large-scale lift and shift migrations with minimal performance impact. And those migrated servers will automatically be configured to run natively on AWS. It is reliable. Your workloads are kept up to date down to the second. When you're ready to perform a cutover, you don't have to replicate the most recent data or wait for the last snapshot to arrive because your migration uses continuous asynchronous replication. AWS MGN uses a secure replication mechanism for your environments. Your data's journey from your source server to your target AWS account is secure, both in transit and at rest. Data replication uses TLS 1.3, AES 256-bit encryption in transit. In addition, you can use your own private connectivity such as a VPN or AWS Direct Connect. AWS MGN is highly automated. It uses all the same processes to migrate all of your applications for all of the supported operating systems. After the initial sync of your source server is complete, continuous replication keeps your servers up to date on AWS. Additionally, you can conduct tests prior to cutover to avoid surprises during your cutover window. And during that time, your servers will continually replicate to AWS. AWS MGN also has a rich set of fully documented APIs. You can use those APIs to plug into migration factories or cloud centers of excellence. This includes post-launch scripts that you can use to remove applications, install new applications, and automatically make other system modifications during migration tests or cutover. AWS MGN is an automated lift and shift migration service. Customers consider a lift and shift migration for a fast, cost-effective approach with very minimal disruption. This is due to AWS MGN not requiring changes to the applications themselves, business processes, or even management interfaces. AWS MGN automates the entire process. When customers have to quickly lift and shift their applications to AWS, they can take advantage of AWS MGN. This is a high-level architecture diagram that illustrates how AWS MGN can deliver a fast and reliable migration with minimal business disruption. On the left side is a source environment, which can be composed of different types of applications or databases. The first implementation step is to migrating with AWS MGN is installing the AWS replication agent on your source servers. This doesn't require a reboot, nor does it impact system performance in any noticeable way. And once you've installed the agents, you can view and define your replication settings for your servers on the AWS MGN console. AWS MGN uses those settings to create and manage a staging area subnet in your selected AWS region. The staging area subnet includes lightweight Amazon EC2 instances that act as replication servers in a low-cost staging Amazon EBS volumes. Each source disk is mapped to a low-cost EBS volume in the staging area subnet. And the replication server receives the data from the agent running on your source servers and writes that data to the staging EBS volume. Your replicated data is compressed and encrypted in transit, and the data can be encrypted at rest as well using EBS encryption. You can control the data replication path as well by using private connectivity options such as AWS Direct Connect or VPN to your AWS VPC. AWS MGN keeps your staging EBS volumes up to date by using continuous asynchronous block level data replication. This enables replication of any application that runs on our supported Windows and Linux operating systems. AWS MGN uses your defined launch settings to launch instances when you conduct non-disruptive tests or perform a cutover. Your launch settings determine your instances that are launched and how they will be provisioned. When you launch tests or cutover instances, AWS MGN automatically converts your source servers to boot and run natively on AWS. The conversion process is typically minutes and irrespective of the size of your server. And it can all be executed in parallel. So if you're doing a large batch migration, you don't have to worry about which servers are being launched first. You can actually control that using that launch template. After confirming that your launch instances are operating properly on AWS, you can decommission your source servers, at which point you're now in position to modernize your applications by leveraging the additional AWS services and capabilities available for your new AWS environment. I want to provide some additional context for Ahuva's portion of the presentation. Currently, AWS sells Amazon EC2 instances that include SUSE Linux Enterprise Server or SLES. The Amazon EC2 instances are automatically configured so that they connect to a SUSE update infrastructure. So you don't have to host an update infrastructure server yourself. This is made possible by key packages that are installed on your SUSE Linux image when purchased from AWS. These packages, along with metadata associated to the instance, identify that the SUSE Linux instances should receive support from AWS and have access to package updates and security fixes. So with that in mind, I'll turn it over to Ahuva.
Thank you, David. MGN is a move and improve migration service. We support migrating applications and servers from any location into AWS, from on-prem to AWS cloud, across regions and availability zones, and across clouds. We use a block level replication technology to ensure that no bit is left behind and your full application, everything on your source server, is cloned to AWS Cloud. We found that many customers, as part of their migration journey, are interested in modernization post-migration. They want to move their servers and applications into the cloud and then continue to modernize them. MGN now provides a post-migration automation framework. With this launch, we're providing out-of-the-box 3 plugins. The first one is the option to configure disaster recovery on your target instances to ensure resiliency. MGN will install the DRS AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery agents on your target servers to ensure resiliency of your production environments. Another option we'll provide is the option to convert your operating system from CentOS to Rocky Linux distribution. CentOS is a popular open source Linux distribution. Many people are interested in a new up-and-coming Rocky Linux distribution, an additional open source Linux distribution, and this action allows you to convert an existing server running CentOS to a server running Rocky Linux distribution without losing any of the information on your server. The third option we'll provide is the option to convert a SUSE Bring Your Own subscription license to an AWS provided SUSE license. These actions are applied automatically on your launched instances. So following the cloning of the information, following the launching of your target instances, these actions will be applied automatically to your servers. The configuration is simple. You select a checkbox, save your settings, and MGN will handle the conversion. In this case, I'm selecting the option to change a SUSE Linux subscription to an AWS provided SUSE subscription and submitting the action. And I can follow the launching and follow up on the success of operation. Once it's succeeded in my staging environment, I can test my application, make sure it's converted successfully. I'm happy with the results before launching in production and finalizing the cutover. I hope you find this information valuable and try out our new post-migration modernization infrastructure. Thank you.